Hello, Meoni here, and welcome to a guide on how to get the new Skysteel tools. Skysteel tools then are the new relic weapons for non-combat roles in the game. Much like the combat relics available in previous expansions, these too, for crafters and gatherers, will be upgradable over time in future patches that get added to the game, which will likely change their shape and appearance, along with their statistics as well. To begin this quest then for your first Skysteel tool, be on a Disciple of Hand or Land, a Gatherer or a Crafter, and head to the Foundation, which is in Ishgard. The quest Mislaid Plans is located in the Broom, as you see on the map here to the right side of the map, at X14.2, Y12.5. You will find a Skysteel Engineer NPC who gives you the Mislaid Plans quest. You will only be able to pick up this quest if you are a level 80 Disciple of Hand or Land. After a section of storyline that I won't spoil, you go to the Skysteel manufacturer itself, which gets marked on your map. Here you are introduced to a series of NPCs. The first Skysteel tool prototype is given to you then from this quest for free. It is a coffer in your inventory, so whichever gathering or crafting class you wish to get the tool on first, switch to it now and then and only then open the coffer, as it will change depending on what you are. I am on Weaver currently and I would like the Weaver tool, so I will open my coffer on Weaver. If you make a mistake and want another coffer, or you want a Skysteel tool for many of your other Disciple of Hand or Land classes, inside is an NPC known as Denny's, who will actually sell you more prototypes for 80,000 gil per one. The way this works then is that your base weapon that you just got is kind of crap. It's a 440 item level tool, not great in any way, shape or form, but in this patch we can upgrade that twice more. If you go inside the building and talk to Denny's, in addition to that option to buy new prototypes, you also have the Enhance +1 and Enhance +2 tabs. Inside each of these, it will tell you what you need to turn in to get the upgrade for this vendor. So part 1 of Weaver needs the basic Skysteel needle, which you have from the coffer, and 20 high quality oddly specific moonbeam silk. If we go into our crafting log under the Ishgard restoration section in special recipes, then Skysteel tools, you'll see how to make this moonbeam silk. At this point you might wonder where the oddly specific materials are from. Well, if you go to a script vendor in major cities like Ulmor here, under the level 70 items tab of yellow crafting scripts, you can exchange 50 of these yellow crafting scripts for one oddly specific material. Therefore, you will need to farm yellow scripts to do this. Alternatively, however, these are actually market tradable, so you could just buy these oddly specific materials you need for your craft from other people. In addition to the oddly specific material, you'll also need another material more commonly acquired from gathering in Shadowbringers on various nodes. Like mine here is pixie cotton balls used and ovim cloth. Not too hard to get then, but will take you some time if you grind it yourself. If however you are not a crafter and instead choose the gathering tool route, then your oddly specific gathered items are actually instead on the new nodes added in this patch, some of which are actually hidden. If you're a fisher, you actually need a new lure from Denny's as well that you can purchase from him to actually fish up what you need from specific fishing locations in the game. So at least that one will be much simpler to just grind out. You won't have to revisit quite as much. On to crafting my items then. Remember, you cannot craft these materials without the Skysteel tool actually equipped. So as you can see, the requirements to high quality these materials needed aren't actually too taxing. There is plenty of room for error, and it's nowhere near as painful as Ishgard's expert recipes by any stretch of the imagination. So just repeat this 20 times. You need 20 of these high quality moonbeam silk for the first stage. Now let's go hand these in to get our first upgrade and then move on to the next. Hand that in and boom, we have the +1 version. This will need to be equipped for the next recipe like the previous one to actually make it. So we need to make 30 of this oddly specific velvet. Again, we can get this oddly specific material from yellow crafter scripts or from the market board, but I acquired some earlier. And again, we need to make 30 of these oddly specific velvets. You will always have to make 20 of something for the first stage and 30 for the second stage for your crafters, so just read what you need and go and craft it accordingly. Again, it's not actually that tricky. The difficulty curve for this relic is pretty low and pretty forgiving, thankfully. It might increase with difficulty in future steps in patches, but we'll just have to wait and see. Make 30 of these, which might actually take you some time, and then we'll be back. Okay, so that was about 15 minutes to 20 minutes or so, and we have 30 of these high quality velvets. Let's go back and turn those in, and there we go. Turn that velvet and the needle in, and we get a 475 item level item for us to use for our crafter. We have the Dragon Sung Needle. Very cool indeed. These don't appear to have actual materia slots in this phase, but their stats are pretty good, and yeah, they're pretty good as you can see actually. Visually, my needle is nothing crazy looking, but I'm sure this will change in the future, and of course you can come and see the list on Denny's turn-in window and preview any of them by right-clicking them to preview them on your character, but they are none too exciting in this phase. You can also dye these off the bat, which is pretty good, especially if you want something to match your hot pink pimp suit. So there we go, that's what I've decided to do. The first stage of the new Disciple of Hand and Land relics, the Skysteel tools, in the bag. They're not particularly hard, there's a bit of grinding unless you want to throw gil at it, and honestly it was fairly simple. So I'm looking forward to what happens in the future. I'll do videos in the future on those steps as they get released in those patches, but for now, thank you kindly for watching. Let me know how you are doing with your Skysteel tools, whether or not you've worked on these yet, and I'll see you all next time.